December starts. Hi, Leslie. So I'm so excited to show you this project tonight. This is one that I've been planning to have a project workshop with in the next week or so, and actually a little bit longer than that, but I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're able to see this. This is going to be a really, really fun project. So if you are in the Western Mass area, Springfield, Hartford, Connecticut area, and you are interested in coming to this project workshop, please let me know in the comments so I can be sure to offer you the spots first. The dates that I have tentatively, very tentatively, are December 12th and 15th. I'm just hoping to make sure that I can get services in on time. So without further ado, hello, and let's get started. So I'm going to just flip my screens as I do. There we go, there, and share. All right, so the transfer that I'm using tonight is called North Pole. This is called Kringle Cookie Company. I think this is the cutest transfer we have. Oh, thank you, Shelly. Nice to see you. So this is our Kringle Cookie transfer, and it is a cut apart transfer, so there are a few different pieces. So I'm going to just start off by cutting the parts apart that we are not going to be using right at the moment. This is going to be such a cute project. I was down in my workshop this morning and I cut out the cookies, these big cookies right here, and we are going to chalk on them to make this a 3D project. So not only do I think we can make this project 3D, I think this will make adorable ornaments to put on your Christmas tree too. So there might be some cookie ornaments in our future as well. I'm also going to cut these transfers apart here. These are the decorations for the cookies. Hi, Cindy. Welcome, welcome. So here we go. All right, so you ready to get started? You guys know the first thing I always do when I start a new transfer is flip it over on the back and just write what it is. So I'm just going to write Kringle Cookie. And I might as well do my other pieces while I have my marker out, right? So I've got a tree and a snowflake. Is that one word or two? I can never remember. I'll make it one. And we have our house. Do you get confused by compound words like that? I don't know. Anyway, so the reason that I write on the backs of my transfer is because after I have washed and dried my transfer, you can use them over and over again. And when you are done using them and you want to just store them for a little bit, you're going to replace your transfers on the very silky, shiny, I'm tongue-tied tonight, silky side of the carrier sheet, which is right here. You'll definitely feel a difference, but they look pretty much the same when they're laying on your table. But this side is really smooth, like a sticker backing would be, and this side is more of a matte finish. If you happen to stick it to the wrong side, it can be a little difficult to remove, especially if it's been there for a while. So writing on the back reminds you not to attach your transfer back to the wrong side of the carrier sheet. Make sense? Okay. Yeah, this is so cute, Shelly. I love this one. So I'm going to just peel this off. And the first thing that I'm noticing is this is not a super sticky transfer. So normally if it was, I would do something called fuzzing, which is when I would apply a towel to the back side and just kind of soften the adhesive by picking up some of the towel lint on it, and that helps a lot if your transfer is really, really sticky. But this one is not, so I'm not going to do that tonight. Before I go any further, I'm going to tell you about the chalkboard that I'm using. This is called a Grayson chalkboard. It is one of our most affordable chalkboards. This one is 12 by 18. We also have one called a Grayson, which has a little bit of a fancier, wider frame to it. That is also beautiful. And we also have another one, which is our everybody's favorite one, which is called Aiden. And Aiden is a magnetic porcelain steel chalkboard. Beautiful, and it wears like iron. Okay. Sorry, somebody's messaging me. So, as I was saying, we're going to make this 3D. So what I'm going to do first is actually chalk these cookies so that we can set them aside to dry while we're working on the rest of it. So I'm just going to flip this over. You want to be careful that you don't stick it to itself. It happens. All right, I'm just going to pop it on the board here for now. So starting with my Christmas tree, these are what I cut out. So I've got them a tree, a house, and I want to say a flower. It's a snowflake. Originally, I thought I was going to do these on chalkboard, which would be cute. But I kind of like the contrast of the back side, which is more of an MDF material, than the black. So I think I'm going to do it on the back side. So these might not line up perfectly. Just a warning. You did this one already? You went ahead of us? That's okay. Maybe we'll learn a thing from you too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the transfer over the cookies. This might be a little tricky. This one goes next. I'm not sure which direction this snowflake goes in. Let me turn it over too. And then the house is on this side, I believe. We're just going to kind of start by laying the transfers on top of the cookies. So I made the cookies a little bit bigger. This is always hard. Made the cookies a little bit bigger than the transfers, than the opening in the transfer, so that you'd have something to actually adhere the transfer to. So here we go. Yeah, that's still not right. Hopefully I'll be able to do this even though they're kind of backwards. Looks like I'm going to have to do one at a time. That's pretty good. Now, if I could hold this up to a light, now it isn't good at all. If I could hold this up to the light, it would be a lot easier. I'm going to try something new tonight. Let's try this. I'm going to try putting the cookie on the transfer and then flipping it over. See how that works out. I'm going to try whatever you can, right? Yeah, that's pretty good. I won't be able to do all three in a row though. So when you are doing this, when you are chalking something that's going to be a 3D kind of piece like this, be really careful not to like press down all around the edges and stretch your transfer. So I'm just going to smooth this down as best I can. All of the edges are attached to wood as far as I can feel. If it's not perfectly in the center, it's okay. It's no big deal. And I'm going to put the base coat of the cookies with a color called Camel. It's almost the same color as the MDF wood that I'm using tonight. So it's not going to show a whole lot, but you definitely will notice it. So there it is. It definitely needs a good stir. You always want to stir your chalk paste before you use them. This one reminds me of caramel. Maybe I'm hungry. What do you think, Shal? All right, so I can see that this is a little thicker than I want it to be, so I'm going to thin it out. And what I'm using is distilled water. Just putting a couple squirts in there and stirring, stirring, stirring. You want it to be about the consistency of cake batter or sour cream, whichever you prefer. I am using distilled water. I found that tap water was causing some of my chalk paste to get moldy, so if you can just grab a gallon of distilled water at your grocery store, it lasts for a good long time. That's better. Actually, I think I might give it one more little drink. If you guys have any questions while I'm doing this, please don't be shy, ask. And don't forget to hit that SHARE tab for me as well. Okay, that looks better. Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm going to take one of my small squeegees and scoop a bit of that paste out. When you are first learning how to chalk, use a little bit more than you think you need. And then after you've done it for a while, you kind of get an idea of exactly how much you need. But you're going to spread it all over the opening where the tree is and smooth it over kind of like you're buttering your toast all over the design. And when you've got the whole thing covered, you're going to take your rubber squeegee and squeegee off all of the excess chalk, just like so. And put it back into the jar. See, there's no waste. And let's cross our fingers that this is kind of in the right spot. So move that to the side for a moment. All right. Here we go. That's a little side wonky, but that's okay. Pretty good, huh? So I was thinking I might actually cut out some of these ornaments to put holes in them so that we can make hanging ornaments with them as well. This is going to be the tricky part, guys. This one's a little bit more detailed. Bear with me. What's everybody doing tonight? I've been having a hard time finding anything good to watch on TV lately. I binge watched a show on Netflix recently that I really liked, and ever since then it's been like, nothing much I want to see. Oh, gee. As long as I get the whole thing on there, I'll be happy. That's pretty good. Again, it feels off just a little bit. I'm going to move it a little if I can. And again, be sure you're not stretching your transfer. Hey, I might have it now. By George, I think I've got it. So yeah, it really helps to have my shape a little bit larger than the transfer opening there, so I have something for it to stick to. I think we got it. The show that I watched was called Wentworth. It was crazy. It's about a women's prison in Australia. It was really, really good. Don't watch it with the kids. But it was really good. Some crazy stuff. Interestingly enough, you really get kind of attached to the prisoners. Believe that? Not all of them. Not all of them. And so lately I've had a little bit of Hallmark on, a little bit of Lifetime on. And then the hubs comes home and he wants to watch something different. I don't blame him. They're pretty predictable. They always have a happy ending. And the girl always gets her man, right? You guys have any recommendations? And there is our snowflake to be. Now we got to tackle the gingerbread house. That one shouldn't be as hard. I shouldn't say that, right? Never should say that. Whoops, I can see that that's off. All right, I think might be okay right there. Just kind of feeling around the edges to make sure that there's sort of an equal distance around on the sides. Do I have Hulu? I don't have Hulu. What did you watch on Hulu that was good? Hallmark, yeah. Am I right? They're pretty predictable. It's either the girl goes back to her hometown or the guy goes to back to his hometown, looking for a job or might fall into a job, meets the guy that she used to know, they fall in love, blah, blah, blah. It's always good. And there's usually a young boy or girl involved named Holly or Nick. Have you noticed that? All right, I think we have our cookies base coated. Yeah, a little bit wonky, but that's okay. It's okay. It's all good. Nobody's cookies are perfect, right? Except Martha Stewart. She don't live here. All right, so the next part, we're just going to place this on our surface. I don't think I really need to clean those off. If they smudge a little bit, I can just wipe it. This is feeling a little stickier than I thought it was. Yep, every one of them is pretty predictable. Cindy, maybe we should start writing Hallmark movies for him. We'll put chalking in there somehow, right? I think there was a crafting one on this weekend. See if that's in the right spot. Oh, got it. Okay. So I'm about 1/4 inch from the bottom, 1/4 inch from the top, all as well. All right, so you know what we do. We're going to smooth it all out. I don't need to touch those cookies. We've already done those. But I like to go over them with a squeegee because sometimes there are just these microscopic little bubbles that you don't see and that will cause a little bit of a bleed. It's funny that you can actually hear them pop when you go over them with a squeegee. Just like Rice Krispies, but this one seems to be down pretty well. All right, so my plan is to use, let me put that away first. There it is. I'm going to be using bright white, and I think this is called Scarlet. I'm using Shimmer Olive, and that's all I think. I was thinking I was going to use gold for the cookies, but no. Okay, so I'm going to be doing the paste and peel method. So starting at the top of my transfer, I'm going to do kind of like one line at a time. I'll probably do the greenery first, peel it back, let it dry for a second, let it fall back, do North Pole, pull back, let it dry for a second, and we're just going to work our way right down this transfer. So until you are really, really fast at this, that is the method that I usually would recommend. Handmaiden's Tale. I think I read that book. I believe I read that one time, and it was a really good book. Maybe I'll have to get Hulu. because my cable bill isn't high enough. All right, so I'm going to start with the greenery. There's 2 little sprigs here and 2 little sprigs there. And I've stirred up my chalk paste, and I'm ready to go with a mini squeegee. And I'm going to cover the greenery with the chalk paste. The shimmer paste feels a little bit different. It's kind of gritty. I love using it. It's always nice and smooth and creamy and goes on nice. Very rarely do you have to add any water to thin it. Yes, I am sure that I read that book on the way home from Myrtle Beach one time. That's what I do. My husband listens to golf when we're driving, and I read books. All right, so I'm just going to scrape the excess off like we did before. Put it right back into the jar. Not only are you saving paste by scraping it back off and putting it back, you're also leaving a nice thin coat of chalk. It looks much better than a thick coat for some reason. Okay, that is down and peeled, and I'm going to just lift this up, and you'll see, just peel it back a little bit. There we go, it looks good. So I'm just going to let that rest for a while. I'm done with the green, so I'm going to put my squeegee and my stir stick away. Cover up my jar while that's just having a little bit of a rest. And then I'm going to do bright white for the next part. I'm going to pop this right down for a minute. There. I can stir this up while that's drying. Yeah, I remember the book was really good. So I am using bright white tonight. I was thinking about using shimmer, but I feel like it turns a little bit gray on some surfaces, and I wanted this to be nice and bright and crisp looking. So my white looks beautiful. I don't need to add any water to this one. I do need to clean my edges though. Put that there. And the red that I'm using, I use right here. Stay. Is called Scarlet. And this is a new red this year, but it is very, very close to Candy Apple. So if you have Candy Apple, just as nice. This one feels just a little bit thicker. I am going to just give it a little bit of a drink and stir that up. So have you guys been able to take advantage of the sales on my website this week and on my VIP group? Can't talk about what's on sale in my VIP group, but there are a bunch of things that are on sale, and that sale ends tonight, so check them out while you can. These are my in-stock products. But I'm not allowed to talk about it publicly, and I'm on my public page too. All right, so we're gonna let this transfer fall right back down where it was. Nice and easy. I'm not gonna put any pressure on the area that I just chalked, but I am gonna go over the North Pole right here and rub that down again. So I'm also thinking I could do these little sparkles and stars in the bright white, so I'm gonna hit those as well. So with another small squeegee, I'm just going to scoop it out and cover the North Pole. I did that in almost one swoop. Clean off the, I'm not going to pull the excess off because I can use it on these little guys here. Ooh, this one's tight in here, isn't it? Yeah, I got it. Those tight spots, I don't know. Sometimes. I got it. Okay, now I'm going to go back over and scoop off the excess. So these are, as I was saying before, they are washable and can be used many times. So you can make everybody on your Christmas list a cute Christmas sign, or make one for your house, make one for your sister. Anybody who would like it. Who doesn't love cookies? Especially Christmas cookies. So again, we're going to peel this off. Now you might notice that I started from the corner, but as soon as you can grab it from the center, the better. Because if you keep pulling from the corner, you might stretch your transfer. So you want to be real careful with these and take good care of them. You did, Cindy. Thank you. Did you get it from the Christmas transfers that day, or the second 4 days when they had the all occasion ones? I don't quite remember. All right, I'm just going to let this fall back again, nice and easy. No pressure. And I'm going to rub down the cookies. Yeah, I need to pull that back up and move it just a smidge. Just a smidge. There we go. And rub that down. You might notice I dropped a blob right there in the middle of my cookie, but nobody will ever see it there, so I'm just going to leave it. And we're going to go in with that scarlet. I'm going to use a larger squeegee for that because it's a bigger area. I'm going to try to use the squeegee that fits your space the best. So here we go with the scarlet. It just about perfectly fits these letters. Right across. Reload. Oops. Is that a period or is it a star? It's probably period because it's abbreviation for company, right? But I had a red star there for a sec. Okay, I'm going to go back and scrape the excess. Looks good. And I do feel like I have plenty of time to go in and get these couple little white stars and sparkles. Excited to see this. Okay, we're good. So now when I'm pulling up and I'm doing the paste and peel, I'm just pulling up just below where the area ended. So I'm going to pull this right to below the last stars that I chalked right there. So far so good. I think it looks pretty cute. Oh, you got some surfaces too? Good call. There were some good deals. Some really good deals. Stay there for a second. I think I'm going to dry this for just a moment. Grab my dryer behind me. So if you guys hang in to the end, I have a bonus for you tonight. Cleaned up my office, now everything's a mess. Let me just plug in. Okay. Just going to dry this up a little bit so we can finish up. So you could just let this air dry. Try to take 5 or 10 minutes. You can heat it with a hair dryer or you can use your heat tool. Remember, if you're using a heat tool or a hair dryer, not to get your transfer hot. Just don't do it. It'll shrink. That looks good. All right. Yes, back in the day, I melted a couple of transfers with my heat tool. Yeah. Nobody told me. I'm just going to plead the fifth. I didn't know. All right, down here, I'm going to do this little tab, kind of, what would you call that? Just a little taggy thing in the red again. And then we'll finish up the words in white. Since 1923. Okay, nice thin coat. Scrape off the excess. Okay, that is done. And one more bit of white. Thought I was done with the white. Oh, and I got my squeegee all dirty. It's a good thing I have a lot of these, huh? All right, we'll do the bottom part and we will pull this whole transfer off. And we'll decorate cookies. So yeah, I have a bonus project tonight. I said if we had time, and it looks like this is going pretty fast. It's a little bundle that I've been working on. As a matter of fact, I've had them in my shop without the sample, and I've sold a couple already without seeing them done. So I'll be excited to see what they look like. Hopefully as cute as I think they will be. All right. Done. Let's pull this all the way off now. Voila! Super cute. Okay, I'm just attaching my transfer to the side of my table. And again, I'm going to dry this and we'll start working on those cookies. All kinds of chalk dust on here tonight. All right. Pretty cute. So let me cover up my red. We are done with that for tonight. And our cookies will be going on next. So we'll do one here and one here. And also one here. What do you think? Pretty cute? All right, I think I'm going to actually take them off of the chalkboard while I do this. I just don't want to risk scratching it. Scratching the paste, I should say. But we'll put it all together. All right, let's start with the house. That looks like the easiest one. All right, here we go. Isn't that cute? Let me pull you in a little bit so you can see it. There you go. All right, so we're going to remove the transfer from the carrier sheet. We've already written on the back. Yeah, let's see if we can find a good place for this. Does that go right to the bottom? I'm just trying to figure out if the transfer is a little smaller. It must be. Okay, there are the edges of the roof. Hey, that's pretty good. None of these are going to be perfectly perfect because I made them. But they look pretty cute. All right, we're going to take our white. Oops, that's peeling up a little bit. This is another area where you want to be really careful not to like stretch the transfer. It tends to want to grab your tablecloth. So try not to stretch it if you can help it. Thank you. All right. It is pouring. I don't know if you can hear the rain through the window next to me, but wow. I heard you were going to have thunder tonight. I think thunder snow is the weirdest thing ever. I've only heard it a few times in my life, but it's weird. Okay, scrape off the excess. Trying to get all those lines off. And we'll peel. Hold it down here. It's really cute. I love it. Okay, let's do the tree. I'm saving the one I think might be harder for last, and that's the snowflake. Only because the shape's a little wonky. Just a little wonky. All right, let's get the tree on here. It's right about the center. As long as it sort of follows the shape of the tree, it's okay. Let's see how much room we have on this side. Not that much. Yep, I'm going to move it a little bit in this way. Try that. I can feel that the point of the tree is right here, so I'm going to start there. Right about there. And the bottom of the tree is right about where it should be, I think. I'm calling it good. You know what would be really handy to do is have a light box underneath it. That would probably be really, really helpful. Yeah, I had one, and I hadn't used it in so long, I think I donated it. Now I kind of wish I had it back. I think that would be helpful. Okay, ready? Let's peel the tree. Wow, we did good with that one. One more. All right. So I found that one of the arms of the transfer, one of the arms of the snowflake was a little pointed. And because I flip-flopped from the chalkboard side to this side, I can see that there's a pointier one here in the wood and a pointier one there from the transfer, but it shouldn't matter, right? It should not matter. All right, let's see if we can get this on here, make it happy. It'd be good as if I could just mark the center. Start with that. That's off a little bit. Should go right about here. This should go right about there. And if that's true, then these should be all pretty lined up. Pull back a little bit. Oh, this one doesn't look right. There's always one. This has got a little bit more staying power than the other ones did. I'm just going to hold it up to the light to see if I have it kind of in the right spot. It looks pretty good. All right, we're going down. There we go. This is way easier than really frosting cookies. Edible cookies, anyway. Way easier. What kind of cookies do you guys make for Christmas? These are good too. You guys have a favorite cookie? These. We're going to dry this up and attach it to, oops, to the chalkboard. No favorites. I think my family mostly likes chocolate chip or Toll House with sprinkles. That's Christmas. Red and green Christmas sprinkles. All kinds. I vote for that too. I love the way gingerbread cookies look. I've never been crazy about the taste of them though. Ooh, Italian. My sister makes those anisette cookies. The little balls, and you dip them in frosting with something on top. Some kind of sprinkles. These are cute enough to eat though, aren't they? Hey, Charlene. Nice to have you here. We are just finishing up our cookies. I think we are going to have time for that extra project tonight if you guys want to hang out with me for a while. So here is what we've done so far. Oops, I got to move my camera back again. Hold on. There we go. There's what we have so far, and then we're going to put our cookies on like so. This is so cute, you guys. I gotta say. What do you think? All right, so this chalkboard is not a magnetic chalkboard. That's what you make? I love them. I go eat hers. This is not a magnetic chalkboard. Otherwise, I would say stick a magnet on the back of the cookie and one on the chalkboard, or would stick to the chalkboard. So what I'm going to try is something I haven't done before on this surface, so that you don't, in case you don't want to make this permanent, and you certainly can hot glue these down and they'll stay forever. But what I wanted to do was to try to use these glue dots to see if I can make a temporary hold for them so that you can remove them after Christmas and wash the chalkboard out and put something brand new on it whenever you want to. I know you guys love to do that. So these are, they're kind of like rubber cement. A lot of packaging has stuff like this. They're just really, really small sticky dots. And I'm just going to stick a couple of them to the back. Oh, it's working. I'm glad. The back of these cookies. And we'll see if these are strong enough to hold them. I want to make sure that the cookies are light enough so that you can move them. But it holds too. Okay, give that a good press. That's pretty good. I kind of like it. So would you guys put these on there permanently, or would you put them on there temporarily? Tell me your truth. Give me your truth. I think I'm going to put 4 on the back of this one. A little bit bigger. Washable or not? Or permanent? I'm putting one more. I just feel like this is a big cookie. Okay. These are removable. That's what the packaging says anyway. Okay, one more and we are done with this project. I love it. Might have my husband do it. Maybe he could do like a Christmas bakery scene on our mantle. He's trying to figure out what theme he wants in the living room still. The tree is up and decorated, but not the mantle yet. right, and there's the little house. Cute as can be. I love it. All right, what do you think? Give me some hearts if you like it. I'm going to switch my cameras over so I can show it to you. Full view. All right, I'm going to move over this way. There we are. What do you think? I think it's adorable. Adorbs. Okay, so again, in case you missed it earlier, this is going to be a project workshop in my studio in Agawam, Massachusetts. So I know Charlene has mentioned she wanted to come, and a couple others. So I'm going to be posting this in a few days. So, but if you are definitely interested, let me know, and I will make sure that I get in touch with you. Thanks, Char. All right, you want to do one more project? This one will be pretty quick. As long as I have all the stuff that I need, which I think I do. All right, let me flip my cameras back around again. Okay, bear with me. Did that wrong. Sorry, guys. There we go. All right, so this project is done with a simple piece of pine and an A-size transfer called Hallelujah. So this is going to be, I think it's going to be really cute too. Let me pull you in so you can watch a little better. So Hallelujah, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with this, but I saw something on Pinterest that inspired me. And I decided that I would paint it blue because why not? It's a beautiful blue. So I'm going to move the transfer to the right side of my wood block, and we're going to decorate this side of it with something else. But for now, we're just going to write Hallelujah on the back, which I can never spell. E-J, oh my gosh. I'm just going to write Hallie for now. I'll spell it later. Too hard. So I'm removing it from the carrier sheet, and we'll check and see how sticky it is. This one feels a little stickier than the last one that we did. So I'm going to get my fuzzy towel, which is down here. Right down here, and I'm going to fuzz this. So what fuzzing is doing is just adding just a tiny little bit of lint or fuzz from the towel and softening that adhesive so it doesn't stick quite so tight. This one feels like it could be very tight. What a difference in these two transfers. Thanks, guys. All right, that should do it. That's better. Okay, so I'm going to lay this, like I said, to the right side of the board that I made and painted. Kind of center it. Doesn't matter if it's perfect or not for this one. Smooth it down nice and tight if you can. Oh, that's why I had the gold shimmer out. I wanted to use it on here. All right, we're going to use some gold shimmer for Hallelujah. Another one. Everybody loves this one. It's gorgeous. I just use this so I know it doesn't really need to be stirred. Grab a scoop of that up. The kit that I have for these bundles come with the paste and a mini squeegee, the transfer, the surface, and the little cute things that we're going to decorate the sides with. I think I have 3 left. I had a few more, but they went out the door. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to talk like Dr. Seuss. Speaking of that, local girls, have you been to Bright Nights this year, or will you go? So I'm scraping off the excess. Kind of feels cool. Sort of sandy feeling, I guess. And we'll peel that whole thing off. Try not to rip it off like a Band-Aid. Nice and easy. There we go. Running out of room. Sweet. Looks good. And we'll dry that up a little bit. One thing to note is that the shimmer paste takes just a little bit longer to dry. So if you're air drying it, it's just something to be aware of. Our regular chalk paste dries really quickly. You can get a nice look at this. You see the shimmer at all? Kind of hard to get it on camera. Leslie's gonna go. I think the last time I went through it, it went so fast that I don't know, the traffic was just moving really quickly. It didn't take long enough for us. So in case you're not from our area, Bright Nights is a light, what would you call it? A light show? A Christmas light spectacular that they have in a place called Forest Park. It's a park with a zoo and picnic grounds and hiking trails and things in Springfield, Massachusetts. And they decorate up and down the roads with the most magnificent light show you've ever seen. So if you've ever come to this area, it's definitely something to see. We took some out-of-town visitors there last year, and they loved it. All right, so let's dress this up a little bit. And I'm going to be using some raffia. Oh, your daughter works for them? Does she work for them full-time or just during the holiday time? Is there a good way to keep these from getting untangled? Mine are always a mess. Okay, so I'm going to grab like, I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 strands, depending on how big they are. I think Bright Nights will probably do well this year because there's definitely social distancing going on. Just one more little bit of it. You don't need a whole lot of this stuff. I'm just kind of straightening it out in the palm of my hand here. And we're going to tie it around the block. We will trim it also. Fear not. So I'm going to tie it way up at the top here. This would be really good if I had an extra hand to hold it tight for me while I tied it, but that's okay. We're going to make a bow. Oh, the Spirit of Springfield. That's neat. So we're just going to tie a bow here. Try to get it tight. Looks a little messy at the moment, but we'll take care of that. That's pretty good. You might want to secure this with a dot of hot glue. And trim the tails a little bit. It's not quite so wild. And what else could we put on here? I think one of these will look cute. I got some rusty bells. Oh, you have to buy them online? Really? So I think I'm going to tie a rusty jingle bell to that. This is a very country kind of piece. And this comes with some string too. So I'm just going to grab a piece of string. Yeah, I don't know if it will go this year. Kind of like to take my grandsons. I think they've been though. Probably wouldn't be as exciting. All right, so I am just going to tie this bell around the bow somehow. Get some jingle going on here. So like I said, I do have 3 of these available. If you would like one, just let me know in the comments and I can put one aside for you. Including, it comes with the painted surface, the transfer, the twine, a squeegee or paste, the raffia, and a rusty jingle bell. So I got everything that you need to complete this really cute little hallelujah sign. Be cute on a shelf or on your desk. Kind of a country piece. I think it's adorable. All right. So, does anybody have any questions about anything that I did today or yesterday? Happy to answer your questions. No questions. All right, there might be. Sometimes there's a delay and I can't quite see your comments. I'm going to move this bow down a little bit. It feels like it should be like there. Play with that a little bit. Anyhow, yeah, these tails are still too long. A little too messy. That's better. All right, well, I want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight. If you are a brand new viewer, thanks for popping in. I hope you come again. I do have some business opportunities available, so if you are interested in getting paid to create like I do, just write play to create in the comments. Oh, you want one, Leslie? You got it. I have 2 more available if anybody wants some. Super cute. All right. Okay, so that is all I have for you tonight. Let me put my website up there. I know this transfer is not available at the moment, the one that we used for the cookies. However, it should be within the next week or so. I am holding local classes in Agawam, Massachusetts, December 12th and 15th, tentatively. I just need to find out how fast I can get those services in because I am out of them. All right. So stay tuned, keep an eye on that, and I'll see you again real soon. Thanks for joining me. Have a great night. Bye.